they forced their nationality and their culture upon the people. Esau, Edom was the only one to take over somebody's nationality and then take on their identity. When the generals walked into Ptolemy walked into Egypt, he became a pharaoh. Right? When you take over something, when the nation of Israel take over, everything is going to be scrapped. Everything we're knocking everything down, and we're gonna set up our own way. We're not going to take on the customs of other people. It proves that you had no identity, no nationality, no history, no culture prior to that.
This one thing where it says, somebody get that from me in Maccabees, First Maccabees 3 and 48, I think it is. Yeah. That's their mentality, man. We always talk about this, but it's been chronicled. It's been written. Their behavior. This is what they do. They come and they take over. I was just talking about this with this Edomite at the job the other day. I was like, what the fuck is Columbus Day anyway? I was asking him, I'm like, why? It's 2018. Why do we still celebrate Columbus Day? It's common knowledge that he never set foot on the mainland, but we in America still celebrate a day for a man that so-called discovered this place, and we know he didn't, right? But this is what they do. They've gone throughout history, taking over shit, conquering shit, right? And then saying that they did these things. They had a whole period of time during the Renaissance where they had their priests and artists and church fathers go in and paint over the images. This brother he was just telling us that he went to a Clinton Mass. If you could ever get a chance to go there, go there. And they got magnifying glasses on the side of each icon. You can get up close on them. You can see it. You didn't mention the place. Shalakia. Clinton used the Russian Icon Museum in Clinton, Massachusetts, right? And you pick up the magnifying glass, you can see where they deface those icons, man. You can see it. So this is their MO. This is what they do. What is it? Modus operandi. That's what they do. They go and they take over, and then they said they did it. They were the people that were there. They're not the Russians, right? They're not the Romans, right? But they went in those lands and they took on those names, right? Go ahead.
First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48.
Yeah.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right. Where the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. So they even tried to take on the men of the Lord in the scriptures in that time. Right? Now I'm reading this book, the 13th tribe, right? And in there you had the Kagan, who was the king of the Khazars, right? Acting like he was an Israelite. You know, and you had real Israelites that had been exiled throughout time, writing letters to him like, yo, I didn't even know there was an Israelite kingdom left. And he was talking like, yeah, we're still here. That kind of thing. You know, just to hear how. Matter of fact, give me Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 36. This is what they've done in history, man. You know, this is what they do. They go around pretending to be everybody, man. Then when you start talking about the wickedness of Esau, right? Then they'll say they're North American. Oh, I'm Cherokee. I'm Cherokee, or I'm Wampanoag, right? They take everything, man. They can't everything but Edom. Right. Everything but Edom. You look at go Google Edom, and it'll be like a sentence. And, in Wikipedia they pull up. They got the picture over there on the side. Who was the successor, the predecessor, right? How long that person was in rulership. You put in Edom, nothing. The brother of Jacob. That's what you did. That's it. Nothing about Edom, but that's their nationality. Be proud of who you are. If you really think about it, you did some great things on earth, man. You conquered the whole world. No king before them did that. They may have conquered the known parts of the world, but Esau actually took over the whole globe, man. That's great. Take credit for what you've done. Own it. Take credit for what you've done. You've done a great thing. But you just got to accept the other end of that, which is what? You're going to be destroyed for stealing the way you had, for killing the way you had, for raping the way you had. You got to be killed for it. But still, you had a good run, man. You had a good run. You got to be proud of that,
Ezekiel
36 verse 2.
No one came the way you came. He made a promise. He said, I will return and build the desolate places. He was serious about that thing, man. He did it.
He said, I will exalt into the heavens.
Yeah.
Done that.
When you look at the history of Boston and how it was built up, right? You know, Esau was walking through these. It was walking through when they first covered it up. It was swampland, right? When they first covered it up, they was looking around here over there, looking for the skyscrapers. They was looking, putting their hand up. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna put it right there in the middle of those trees right there. And that's how they would. You got to be proud of what you did, Esau.
Like you said in that movie, Christine, he said you had a great ride, but the ride is over.
Yeah.
You had a great ride, but the ride is over. You're talking to the cops. The ride is over.
What's this guy? Louis C.K. said the same thing. He said the same thing. He said we can pretty much go anywhere in history, but it was off a little bit, but he said we can pretty much go anywhere in history and we be good. You know, we go to year one and say, hey, there's a table for you, Mr. White Man. He said, for now, we gotta enjoy this, but we gotta know that we're gonna get our asses kicked, man.
It was off because the way Esau set it up, set up this so-called circle of history is that basically he was a ruler since the beginning of time, man.
Right.
He was the ruler, and that at one point in time, those Ethiopians, all right, and those so-called Somalians, they ruled the whole earth, man. Them Hamites or the Egyptians, you got to give credit to where credit is due, but Esau Edom, he wants to take credit for being everybody.
Right.
He wants to take credit for being the Egyptians, take credit for being a Babylonian.
Right.
He wants to take credit.
Right. They sneak around, they take pictures. Then he's gonna show us that. Look at my friends. Look at my friends here. You got this other guy we had years ago. We was down there on Boylston Street. You had this dude, this Edomite, across the street. He had the camera on us. He was across the street and said, "Yeah, there's some black Hebrew Israelites over there." Put the camera back on himself. Yeah, I love arguing with these guys. I don't have time right now, but he fucking and then he scurried off, and we had to find the video on the back end somewhere. Esau. They don't take credit for nothing they do, man. Nothing. They don't own up for nothing they do. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 36 verse 2.
They adopt our children. They adopt our children and raise them up as little Edomites. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord power, because an enemy has set against you, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Right, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. They're sitting in our land right now. You got who they call the Palestinians, which is the Arabs, and then you got the Jews fighting over a land that doesn't belong to either one of them, man. It doesn't belong to either one of them. And they're in our land pretending that land is theirs. So like the brother was saying, he's right, man. That's what they've done. They've gone around stealing things. Go ahead.
This is playing to play Indian. The Dawes Rolls in the legacy of the $5 Indians. It says Dawes Rolls rifle for opportunist white men and early opportunists. It says it may be fashionable to play Indian now, but it was also trendy 125 years ago when people paid $5 a piece for falsifying documents declaring them natives on the Dawes Rolls. These so-called $5 Indians paid government agents under the table in order to reap benefits that came with having Indian blood, mainly white men with an appetite for land. $5 Indians paid to register on the Dawes Roll, earning fraudulent enrollment in tribes along the benefits inherited by generations to come.
That was what tax exemption, getting certain land.
But back then,
And that's just like how brothers get into all this slow living. Now here, right now, you got people coming all up out of the woodwork saying they're part Indian blood because the Wampanoag tribes are now, making these casinos. Now with these casinos being put in place, there stands a lot of money to be made. Now Esau is really popping up out of the woodwork now. And the reason why these Edomites can claim that they're part this and part that, because they falsified those documents many years ago, claiming that their family was of a certain tribe. And now here they are reaping the fucking benefits from the, from the land and from the governments, man.
Now when Esau lies, right, he tells that lie to his children. The scripture said, forefathers shall say, surely we have inherited lies, and they go along with it, and they believe that to this day. You got these Edomites that they sincerely tell you that I'm an Indian, and they just, as Esau, straight Esau, Edom, and they believe that, but this is what we talk about. This is Esau. They believe in these lies. They believe even in their heart that they're South African. Even them being Europeans, that land was all given. They weren't even the original Grecians. They were they weren't the original Grecians. The original Grecians were so-called black people. All right, there was Japheth that dwelt in the land of Europe. They moved even into that land, man. All right, you got some white people that sincerely, I'm South African or I'm American. They want to be everything but who they are, which is really the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? That great serpent, that snake, you know, that great deceiver, Esau, Edom.
And when you tell them, right, about the